This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Daily live streaming interactive. Featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. I wanted to make a quick video for you guys and talk about some current events that are happening. Let's start with this right here. The House Committee to explore benefits of blockchain for small businesses next week. Now that is something to keep an eye on. And why? Well, because crypto is moving into legitimacy. And while that's happening, over the past few days here, we are down well over 2,000 points in the stock market. Yesterday being another severe loss of 1,190.95 points, a 4.42 loss. Now, obviously, you know, some of the mainstream media is calling this a correction in the market. I firmly believe, like Cryptopolis has mentioned, and we've had this conversation since last November about the repo market showing signs of a liquidity crisis and how this could drift its way over into, at some point, into the traditional stock market and to the economy itself. And this is looking like it may be a flash of that happening. We have to keep an eye on it. Now, if we don't get a bounce today, as they talked about on mainstream media, and Cryptopolis as well has mentioned this, we will see more downside. And if we do, that would be a huge signal that the market is actually broken. So let's keep this moving. Another thing I wanted to show you guys here today is this right here. This is a post from Andy. Andy in the XRP community, who is all over the business, man. He knows what's going on. Shout out to Andy here. And shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf, I believe, for that IRS document share there as well. Market falls too much. It isn't even close. Stock trading will be halted if the market falls too much. Now, just take a look at this. It's a very quick read, but you're going to want to understand these things. Monday's dramatic stock market drop makes it worth revisiting the so-called circuit breaker levels, the thresholds at which exchanges halt or close market-wide trading due to extreme declines. Monday's dramatic stock market drop makes it worth revisiting the so-called circuit breaker levels, the thresholds at which exchanges halt or close market-wide trading due to extreme declines. Okay, so now, let's see. These levels are calculated daily based on the previous day's close in the S&P 500. Circuit breakers came about as a result of Black Monday in October 1987. It takes a lot to hit even the first level. Though trading pauses on the individual stock level have happened more often, level 1 breach is a 7% decline in the S&P 500 from the prior day's close would trigger a so-called level 1 breach, where trading is halted for 15 minutes. Okay, now that is important to note right there. Level 2 would be a 13% decline in the S&P 500. That would also result in another 15-minute halt in trading. And level 3, it takes a 20% drop in the S&P 500 to trigger a level 3 circuit breaker. That is important to remind yourself of. So 4.42% is what we were looking at here on the market. We would need to see at least a 7% drop in order to have level 1 kick in for a halt of trading for 15 minutes interval. Now, let me see. There was something else I wanted to share here as well. And let me get back to it and see if I can find it here. I'm pretty sure. And matter of fact, I think I can actually just read it to you guys. There is a very important post that I want to share with you that Mickey B. Fresh had made. And let me pull it up so I can share it with you guys, because it's just, I feel it's so pertinent to where things are. And it was a Ripple Insight. It's a Ripple Insight from some time ago. And it's basically Larson explained Chris Larson explained that a thoughtful regulation was critical to protecting consumers and seeing broader positive impacts from technology. He believes that digital assets could help prevent the next financial crisis by solving the global liquidity problem. Larson cited the digital asset XRP as one such example. Now, some people might think it's futuristic, right? Some people might think it's a little tinfoil hattish. But what have we been talking about here? You remember this from the original documentary from LFC? Do you remember this? And recently covered again in a great way by Digital Asset Investor as a reminder to what in the world is actually taking place here. This is a look at the new financial system and how payments will operate, enabling interoperability across platforms for real-time gross settlement. This is another article from I Am Legion, and guys, if you're not following I Am Legion, you just need to follow him. He does amazing work. All right, now here's a great one. Many efforts to innovate underway in cross-border payments, both in solutions to allow broader access and those addressing infrastructure challenges and inefficiencies. Now, listen, we know that trade finance can be hugely impacted in a positive way by DLT and the use of the XRP ledger and the XRP token as a bridge asset or a global supplement to trade, as Chris Larson has mentioned. All of this is a conversation that's now happening over a backdrop here that we're witnessing. Look at the red here. Look at the falling down. Listen to this from Cryptopolis for a second. And we're going to go into this. And I hope all of you can join us this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time for an amazing show that we have lined up for you. It is going to be one don't miss episode. Take a listen.
Do you think yields could go? If you think bond prices are going to go higher?
I think we could go under 1% on the 10-year. We're already under 1% on the 2 and 5-year. Yeah. Who would have thought that? And the Fed's probably going to have to do something. But even so, as I said, it looks to me like 2 rate cuts are already baked into the market.
Listen.
I think people are, going to anything they can where they get some kind of return. What I really think this is going to hurt here is seniors, pension funds, insurance companies, because of the absolute value, not the relative value, the absolute value. When your yield's this low, how are they going to make any money?
Do you think?
Well, there it is right there. How are they going to make any money? Well, the answer is they're not. Shout out to the SPQR Media boys. That team is remarkable. They're hanging their hat up because they've done the work. They've taken it home. They've built the bridge, and they're there. And all the information is there for everyone to find and see. Salute to those guys. Major, major impact. They have definitely made a dent in the universe, in this XRP community. Thank you to every one of them. Here we go here. I wanted to show, when Poly sign. Also, here's another more downside in the market. Oh, it's looking rough. By the way, I wanted to remind everybody, Clinton Donnelly is reminding all of us, during this tax season, the IRS loves to release articles that increase general fear of the people. They're reminding everybody, IRS plans to crypto crackdown for tax evaders. Make sure you check that box. Don't forget to check that box. Here's a great manifesto that DNI had put out some time ago. And this is really something, if you're not following Digital Nomad Investor, you should. And we will be getting him back on this show very soon. Now, I thought this was just not that it's funny, but this is funny. I Am Legion puts this together to describe repos a joke, stock markets crashing, inverted yield curves, bad banks, Deutsche Bank, HSBC, multiple countries in trouble. Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. This is what's happening. Oh my goodness. Shout out to I Am Legion. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there because that is exactly where we are this morning. What will this market do when it opens up? We don't know. But I know one thing, if we don't get that bounce of a correction to get back into some green, we're going to be headed for another long day of red. And the other thing to be careful too is that even if we do see the market bounce this morning and go back green and we're up a few hundred points or what have you, keep an eye out for a late day slip, because that's what's been happening when this goes on. The last several days, when we see the market lose its way, it's usually in a late day sell-off. So head on a swivel. You know, we say you never know, this is crypto, but I'll tell you something. I'm pretty glad that crypto exists, because it's looking more and more these days like it absolutely will be the solution. And I know XRP, when it does, will be a huge part of it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and check out our show this morning with co-host Cryptopolis, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Investment Perspectives.